aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode, whether you're watching here on YouTube, Rumble, or, I'm starting to upload to Rumble, or on our podcast. Thank you for coming by and spending your time with us. A few things before we jump into today's topic, which is going to be an update on Amos Miller and his farm. Real quick, if you guys have been going to the East Coast PMA site, it's a hot mess right now. It's a dumpster fire. We've had a bunch of issues with it, so it's kind of just like a blank WordPress site right now until we can try to recover our data, because unfortunately, I didn't back things up like I should have. Number two, we're also getting ready to slowly put together a course on PMAs to get a better understanding, so you can actually go through some formal training, education on it. And then we're also putting together a private, well, not private, yeah, it's private, basically a membership, monthly membership. So it's going to be monthly content for members who pay a monthly subscription fee. You're going to get content released there before it's released on other platforms. And you're also going to get content that's specific to those who are members. So it'll be some more deep dive stuff behind the scenes, so to speak. And also I'm looking to add a monthly Zoom meeting so the members can get on a Zoom or whatever video chat we decide to use and ask questions, bounce ideas off, see how their PMAs are running, any questions they might have in regards to certain things with their PMAs. So that's also pretty exciting. So we're getting that membership site up and running. So stay tuned for that. Now, jumping into the case with Amos Miller here. It's been a long day. Basically, he had a attorney from Texas that he finally fired. He ended up getting Robert Barnes, who is a fantastic attorney, in my opinion. And before I go any farther, I always got to put this disclaimer out there. I don't know why I don't do it in the beginning, but this doesn't constitute legal advice or tax advice. It's just one person's opinion. So that being said, Robert Barnes, if you search him, you can find his podcast. I believe he has. He's also been on other podcasts. I really like how he frames things and how he words things in and uses the law. So anyways, comes, December 16th, Amos was supposed to be going to jail for contempt of court, and he had to pay $300,000 in fines. Now, Robert Barnes got a whole bunch of things negotiated, and we'll talk about it in a second. But one of the biggest things is that where this whole feud, I guess we could put it, comes into play is where the USDA really wants to be the controlling factor on how we consume produce, meats, cheeses, all those different things, any type of consumable product. And if I'm joining a membership or association like Mr. Miller has, I know exactly what I'm getting. That's what I'm signing up for. I want beef, pork, chicken, fish, whatever you have it, milk, dairy products processed a certain way. And I know what those risks are or what those risks are. And, Robert puts it in one of his interviews really well that, if you look at the Amish, on average, they have a better and healthier lifestyle than most of us, a majority of us, and they live longer. So for Miller to be able to sell and produce produce for his produce and meats and whatnot for his members is how he was raised in his religious belief and how his culture lives a certain way, and he should be able to share that with others without the USDA putting their, sticking their thumb on him and holding him down. And one of the things that one of the spokespersons from Miller had said is that when you look at USDA processing plants, that they require the meat to be treated with a chemical cocktail. And this is citric acid, lactic acid, and parasitic acid. And what they go on to say is that basically it's not citric acid from oranges, it's not lactic acid from sauerkraut. It's all created in a lab in a synthesized sterilizer that causes many health problems. And basically what Miller's doing is saying, I'm giving you meat the way God intended it, and there's nothing else on it, which is why people go to his PMA and why he's had so many. So going forward, we knew that, on December 16th, he was supposed to go to jail for contempt of court. He had $300,000 in fines. And I know, I don't know if, with all the alternate media coverage on this, I mean, everything from Alex Jones to Carlson Tucker and everybody in between has talked about this, because it really shows that, we're supposed to have a limited government, and it's not limited. It's really pushing the boundaries and, quite frankly, overstepping them and telling people what they can consume and what they can't consume, right? And how they should consume it. I mean, God, the crap that comes out of some of these fast food restaurants is 10 times worse than eating, meat the way that Miller packages it and puts it together. So basically, he got rid of his attorney. Robert Barnes came in, went to court. Amos did not go to jail for Christmas. He actually was out. Barnes also negotiated away $300,000 in judgments that was due immediately, leaving $55,000 in fines due over the next 6 months. And I don't know if it was Miller who set it up or somebody set it up on Miller's behalf, but he does have like a FundMe page to help pay for some of these fines and fees. And the contempt of court has basically been canceled and put on stay. And it's basically just been put off to the side for a while. So this will, give Mr. Miller some time to breathe and get some of these jackals off his back end. And Barnes also convinced the court to allow Miller to sell meat that has been locked up in his freezers in the meantime. This way here, as quoted by Barnes, so his farm can survive economically while a long-term solution is negotiated. So again, this isn't a clear-cut win for PMAs, but it's going in the right direction. And we've seen a lot that have been challenged. We've seen, I know personally, a lot more that have been challenged that have been education associations. So, that's very important that we're getting these wins and we have these attorneys that can help those who don't know the laws and the legal aspect of it, that can really help come in and facilitate their needs to allow them to have the right of association and to do and to operate, I guess is the best way to put it, based on their religious and cultural beliefs. So glad to see this is out there. Like I said, I really wanted to get this out there for all of you, because that last video I did on Amos Miller and some of his ways of trying to handle this himself were a little off as far as where he should have been going with it. But I'm glad to see that Barnes is on this. I am going to try to reach out to him and his law firm and see if I can get him on here. It'd be great to hear it firsthand, how he's handling this and the right of association and that sort of thing. So again, I will link this down below. Thank you all for watching and spending your time. I wanted to make this somewhat of a quick video because I know we all have busy lives, but I'll link the article down below. You can give it a read for yourself. I think there's even some links to some of the interviews that Attorney Barnes did. So definitely check him out. You're going to, I think, like how he presents things. But, hopefully this will keep the USDA from monopolizing on how we consume our food, and we put into our bodies what we see fit based on our cultural and religious beliefs. So thanks for watching. Peace. See you on the next video.
There aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.